Good afternoon, sir.
Can you hear me?
Mahesh, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir, your voice is echoing. Could you maybe?
Yeah, 1 minute. Today is okay now? Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Much better. Much better. I thought we'll just do a audio test before I allow other participants. We have 5 minutes more. Maybe if you can speak a few sentences so I can check the audio.
Yeah. We welcome all of you for group call. Many of you may be knowing the company, but for the benefit of all of you, I will just take a few minutes to explain you the company, what the company is all about. And I once again thank you for all of you to join this call.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Its audio is fine. Anuj sir will also be joining this meeting, so we'll just wait. We have 5 minutes early, and I am recording this meeting on my computer.
Yeah.
I will mail you the recording after the meeting is done.
Okay. Thank you.
Mahesh sir, we have with you, and your designation is the director. Actually, I'm not sure of Mr.
Avinash Polraj is our company secretary.
Mr. Abhinav.
Avinash.
Avinash. Okay, I'll just inform Anuj sir. Sir, can I just have your last name, Mr. Avinash?
Polraj.
Paulraj. Paulraj.
Okay.
Hi Mahesh ji, how are you?
Hi.
How are you, sir? So you're ready?
Yeah.
So Mahesh ji, I'll just give you before we start, allowing people in.
Yeah.
Many of these people are people that we have already pitched to, met. Chetty Forum, you can switch on your videos. But just to get everybody on the same page, for the first 10-15 minutes, you give the overview on the company and say, okay, I'll just take you through the company. First 15 minutes, आपका story बोल दो and where you're seeing the market go, where you're seeing the growth, and then people will start asking the question. Once you're done, then we'll announce that, okay, now we can start the question and answer session. So if anybody has a question, please raise your hand and we'll allow one by one. So then Chetty will announce, say, XYZ's name and say, okay, now you go next, you go next, you go next. So that's how we'll manage the call. But 15 minutes, 15-20 minutes, आपका 20 मिनट मत करिए, शॉर्ट रखिए, बट अच्छा करिए. But a good 15-minute overview on the history, what has happened over the viewers, now what is the focus of the company, why there will be growth, and how you have performed this year and how you'll perform next year. Also, remember this, that we are now April 1st. So anything about Q4 numbers, do not answer.
No, I will not answer. I will not answer that. I agree with you.
For the numbers,
My company secretary with me, that's the reason. communicate with me. So you will not anyway not allow me to communicate.
Not good. And secondly, even for future,
Yeah.
let's say FY24, what is your growth guidance?
Mm.
There give a range. So you can always say, if you think कि आप 20% revenue growth होगा, ऐसा कुछ होगा, then you can always say that, okay, 15 से 20% होगा. Always under promise, over deliver. तो range कम रखना, ताकि अगर 20% है तो 15 से 20. अगर आपको लग रहा है 15% ग्रोथ करोगे तो 10 से 15% आप बोल. Yeah. So that's the way to kind of this thing. So sorry, I actually this is the first time we are meeting CFO also.
Yeah. Not a CFO, it is a company secretary.
Acha, company secretary, sorry.
I bring him basically for that something is as you were talking about, December results not, sorry, March results not to be delivered and all this one. So from control checkpoint of view.
Sure. So let's allow everybody in and then we'll introduce you and we'll start the call. So we'll just start. Chetty, you can admit everybody. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. We'll just wait for a minute or two, just expecting a few more people to join in and then we'll start the meeting. Just allow us another minute or so, please. Chetty, you can begin the recording.
Yes, Anuj, it started.
Okay, in interest of time, I think let's begin, Maheshji. So thanks everybody for joining us. We have the management of, sorry, just I'm sorry for this disturbance. Yeah, so we have the management of Patel Integrated Logistics. We have with us Mr. Mahesh Fogla, who is the Executive Director. And we also have Mr. Avinash, who's the company secretary. So I'll request Maheshji to maybe start with a quick 10-15 minute overview on the company to get everybody on the same page. And then after that, we can have the Q&A session. Once the opening statements are done, if you have a question, my request is just use the raise hand button, and then we'll just announce your name, and then one by one, people you can ask questions. So Maheshji, all over to you. If you can take us through the company and just brief us on the company's highlights first.
Thank you, Anuj. First of all, thank you, Anuj, for organizing this group call. I welcome all of you for the group call. Myself is Mahesh Fogla, working as Executive Director in Patel Integrated Logistics Limited. Many of you may be knowing the company, but for the benefit of all of you, let me little bit explain about the company journey. This company formed in 1959, and the company was known as Patel Roadways. And gradually, then our promoters have a vision So this was the one company, trucking company, which gone into the IPO for the first time, and we successfully completed the IPO that time. That time, transport industry was not taken in a very high and high regard, but due to our vision of our promoter and all of that, all of us, my predecessor, not me, to be frank with you, I did not join that time. We come up with the IPO successfully. We were the one of the company which bring the technology in the transport industry. We bring our office also in the good place in Mumbai. So our promoter were the one of the very few people who can speak English in the transport industry. That is the pedigree of the company. And gradually we grown very fast by God's grace. And then we added up, apart from the Patel Roadways, Patel Airfreight in our portfolio also. And then the Patel Airfreight is the company which now is running. That's why the company name has been changed from Patel Roadways to Patel Integrated Logistics Limited. What is Patel Air Freight or the Patel Air Freight business? Patel Air Freight business is basically you and me go to the go on the flight. We have to pay more than if I have carrying a weight of more than 15 kg, we have to pay 450 rupees around the per kg of extra weight. Yeah, our business model is that we use the passenger aircraft, but definitely we don't charge the customer so much. We have a tie-up with all the domestic airlines. Domestic airlines, I mean, from continuing with the Indigo, then Air India, Vistara, Air Asia, SpiceJet, whatever the name you can think about domestic airlines, we have a tie-up with all of them. And definitely we have a customer base who want to move the goods through air. We help them. So definitely all the e-commerce company, perishable goods company, perishable goods, document definitely, pharma, they are our customers. We don't have any as such any fixed commitment or any fixed liability with airline that we have to provide so much of goods to them. But definitely once we provide them the volume, we give commission from them or the incentive, whatever the name is called. So we have our income in the two way. One, we charge the billing to the customer, and another we give a commission or the incentive, bonus, whatever the name we can talk about from the airline. So we make the money that way. Definitely we are present in all the airports where the cargo facility is there. So we are present more than 90 locations all over India. And we are probably the only company in our area of operation which is present in Pan India. There are localized players are there, and we are definitely top three in all the airlines to provide the air cargo in the in all the airlines we are coming under the top three. We enjoy good relation with the airline because in this business we have to pay in advance, and customer definitely pay after a lag of 3 months or 2 months or sometimes 4 months also. So we are the airline definitely give us a lot of weightage also and lot of respect also because of the goodwill we have developed or relationship we developed over a period of time. And at the same time, we have a good relation with the customer definitely there. All the that's why we are in our area of operation. There is a localized players are there who compete with us, but not any pan India labor worker, any pan India company in our area of operation. Further, as the aviation sector is growing leaps and bounds, we will also grow as per the industry or as per the growth in the sector. We are being a public listed company. We have our up and down. In the July 2019, our our managing director, Mr. Patel got expired. And then the COVID also came into picture. COVID came. So we have our not good year. And then we have now again turn around to reduce the interest cost from the bank. We have come up with the right issue, and being an old company, and we have enjoyed good relationship with the shareholders, good faith from shareholders. Our right issue got oversubscribed, and we even we are a micro cap company, we have able to raise in the right issue 50 crore along with the support of promoter. Definitely promoter subscribe their portion, but at the same time public shareholders also subscribe. Advantage of that is that now we are not depending on the bank for the funding. We are more or less net debt free now, and our interest cost got reduced drastically, got reduced substantially due to the right issue, and that is helping us, and in the that will create a long-term viability for the company, also or sustainability for the company. Because God forbid if any COVID-like situation come in the future or anything like that, we don't have to worry about the interest payment and all or anything like that. That's a good thing happened. We are definitely very pro, or we can talk about very minorly look after our operation. So we don't grow too fast also, because we want to keep our receivables and everything in the check. Because in this type of business, it is very easy to grow very high, but growing very high and then getting stuck in the receivables is not a good idea. That's why this company and survived for now more than 70 years. More than 70 years now is survived, and we know our area of operation, and we are definitely technology oriented company. Over as the time changes, we have improved our technology also. Now we have already in the process of already developed the laptop app, and we are on the mobile app also. We are in the process of developing the mobile app. So we definitely focus on technology, and our focus all the time will be there in the technology brand building, or the not in the high leverage company or net debt free company. We got sufficient liquidity in our balance sheet also. And further, being a old company, we have one good thing is that we have accumulated lot of real estate in the company. That way the book value of the company is higher. If you see definitely the real estate which are there are in the historical cost, but as we know in Bombay or anywhere, realty prices also increase every time. So real value of them are definitely higher than what they are reflecting in the book. And now since we have repaid major portion of loans, our properties are becoming mortgage free. So we are in the active mode to discuss how to monetize that real estate, and that will also give a very high benefit to the company. And there is a query all the time coming up. What is the succession plan of the company? Being a Arif Patel expired and Mr. Patel 84 years. That we are not finding any challenge, because in the July 2019, Mr. Arif Patel expired, and now we are in April 2023. Company survive, and company in fact from the much higher debt come out with a very low debt now, and much in the stronger position compared to earlier. We are a professionally managed company, and very active team is there, and team is working very fine. And we don't find any challenges of succession planning in the company. Company is fully professionally managed, and there are decisions are taken up with joint decisions are taken up, not as a single man like MD or something like that. So decisions taken which are taken up, chances of they are becoming a correct are higher, and Anything else is there, Avinash? To be added or it's okay? Is there anything else? Correct. That is the sum and substance is there. I will be happy to answer any questions which are there, or if anything come in my mind, definitely I will add up in subsequently also.
Thank you, guys. So we'll start with the question and answer session. Please take this opportunity to ask management any kind of questions you have. We'll just wait for a few minutes to take the question queue. Chetty, if you could manage that.
If I can request Yash Jain to please unmute himself and go ahead with your questions.
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you for the opportunity. Good evening, sir. Sir, I just wanted to, I have a couple of questions. I wanted to know how your air realizations have moved from FY 18-19 when I believe they were at peak, and how off they are right now from the peak. If you could throw some light on that.
What you mean by air realization?
Yes, air realizations.
Yeah, correct. So what I understand, you are talking about how much is the rate per kg increasing or decreasing. That you mean by that?
Sorry, sir.
You mean by rate per kg decreasing by rate
Yes,
per
yes,
kg?
the rates.
Yeah. Rates are definitely, look, just to clarify, that's good actually you asked this question. Just to clarify, in our case, the fuel cost is passed through. So whether the fuel cost increase or decrease does not affect our operation. So definitely the rates which are there is when the fuel cost will be high, overall cost will be showing high. When the fuel cost will be low, it will be showing low. It will be so low, and we are not finding much changes in that rates which are there in the earlier and now also.
Okay, sir. Thank you. And what about like how do you see going forward with more fleet being added by players like Tata, Akasa, the more belly space coming into the industry? How do you see the rates moving?
Correct, what? Yes, and the aircraft, number of aircraft are increasing. But in the public domain is already there. The 1,200 aircraft are coming up in the capacity. Number of airports are increasing from 140 to 220. There is a new airline is coming, Fly 91 also. But at the same time, not going by our aviation minister, I'm going by the Nitin Gadkari comment only. The 22% increase in the aviation growth is there. And going by that, further, there will be, as I'm going by the recent media of the last week only, aviation minister also talking about the passenger growth will be double in 4 to 5 years. Why I'm talking about all this one? Because we use the passenger aircraft. Just to clarify to all of us, we are not using the freighter aircraft. We are using the passenger aircraft. So more and more passenger aircraft are increasing. It is good for us. About the rate, it will not be affecting us because what is there people who want to move the goods through the air will definitely move the goods through the air only. And some of the time bound delivery is there, and it will help us in increasing the overall market. If more and more aircraft, more and more airports are increasing, or the passengers are increasing, so I am expecting no decrease in the rate. If there is also a small dip here and there is there also, it will compensated by the overall volume increase.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. I'll get back into you.
I'm very gung-ho about the everything growth in the sector. Yeah.
If I can request Mr. Vikram Suryavanshi to please unmute himself.
Yeah, hi. Good afternoon, sir. Just can you update on how is the development on this warehousing and transport side of a business for
Yeah, hi Vikram. Vikram, definitely.
and growth upward?
Yeah, the warehouse we have already the warehouse in the Bangalore, but because of the COVID and all this, we just now given the rental model, and we have also property in the land in Chennai, and then we have also in the group also some places are there. but we are little bit going slow now because there are COVID were there, and the warehouse is a high investment asset, and we don't want to create more and more assets in the company right now. Currently, whatever is there, okay. Because as you see the Vikram, we also have a realty play in the company already there. So that is the we want to keep the whatever we have, but definitely we don't want to invest more in right now in warehouse.
Got it. Thank you, sir.
This is just a gentle reminder. For if there are any questions, please use the raise hand button. Reminding all participants, please use this opportunity to ask questions to the management. Please use the raise hand button.
Jyoti, there is a question from Vikram on
Yes, I'm
chat.
just.
Can you ask that?
Yes. The question from Mr. Vikram is, how much is current working capital debt and cash on books?
Yeah, Vikram, and that definitely the cash is there in the book as usual. We need to carry every time the cash. That cash is there in the book also now, and we are almost become a net debt free. What I mean by that, we have paid a 39 crore debt in this current financial year. We have a working capital debt not more than the. I will not be able to tell the figure finally of the March end, but definitely compared to the beginning of the year. But that is mainly because of we got two things, Vikram. We got the right to money as well as we got the income tax refund also, and entire money has been used for reducing the debt, and as a result, this is helping us in saving the interest cost also.
Thank you, sir. We have a question from the participant, Mr. Munjal. Is the company into international air freight from door to door also?
Company is yes, into international freight, but not into the door to door. We are more into the B2B, and we have a portion of revenue come from international freight. And during the COVID time also, we have a revenue because in the COVID time there was some dip in the domestic turnover. So we have a turnover from the international turnover, and we have a turnover from the international, but definitely we want to focus more on the domestic where the yields are higher.
Sir, also the follow-up question is, are they associated with foreign freight forwarders for servicing their clients in door-to-door shipment?
No, we don't want to go in that line of business because there is a lot of other things will come into play. So we basically involve in the international freight for moving the goods to the international flight, and after that we don't want to take it forward.
Thank you, sir. I request Mr. Yash Jain to please unmute himself and will ask your question, please.
So just to clarify, if I heard it right, you said yields are higher for domestic than international, right?
Not about I was talking about the margin, gross margin. I was talking about the gross margin here.
Gross
Definitely,
margin.
the average will be higher in the international than compared to domestic, but gross margin will be higher in domestic.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Request participants to use this opportunity for asking questions to the management. Please use the raise hand button.
Yeah.
Sir, we have a question from Mr. Munjal Shah. The company works into cargo mode or courier mode also.
Good, actually, you ask this question. Definitely, we are in the courier also, and we internally call ourselves as a Patel onboard courier. Why we call ourselves as a Patel onboard courier? Not now. Earlier, there was a rule was there. If I want to move the goods through the cargo to the air, the person has to be on the board of the flight. That's why we call ourselves internally as a Patel onboard courier. So we are into the courier business, but definitely our more focus will be on the air freight freight consolidation. We are a aggregator of cargo of the air freight, air cargo, and there is a small portion of business is also there. The document moving is there. Patel on board courier. Yeah, it's there.
Thank you, sir. Reminding all participants to use this opportunity to ask questions to the management. Please use the raise hand button. Request all participants to use this opportunity to ask your questions to the management. Sir, we have a question on chat. What is the monthly volume being handled by company on a tonnage basis? Monthly run rate would help in FY23.
Yeah, correct. As we given the earlier also in the 9 months we have handled the 41,628 tonnage in 9 months. So we can talk about that. Definitely the that run rate is continuing. And if I calculate by this 41,628 divided by 9, we are carrying the on an average 4,500 to 5,000 ton per month, and that we are expecting the volume to grow only, and we are, because other things are moving more and more through the air also, and we have a till the 9 month volume growth was last year. Volume growth till the 9 month, I mean by December 23 till 9 month December 23, 26% year on year growth was there, and we are expecting that run rate to continue.
Thank you, sir. request participants to use this opportunity to ask questions to the management. Please use the raise hand button. Sir, we have a question from VG Stock Research. What is expected growth rate for FY 23-24?
As we are growing, we will keep the growing of the same rate. But definitely, we will be growing between the minimum 10 to 15%. But that can be because we are a major player in the market. So as the economic grow, we also grow, and definitely will grow more than the economic growth. And we are top 3 player in the any domestic airline. And range I can give the range to you now. But suppose there is a economic growing faster and all this one, then definitely that range will be in the higher range. And for unfortunate event, suppose again the COVID come and something come, then definitely the thing may not look good also. But currently going by the trend and everything, we are expecting the growth in the range of 10 to 15%.
Thank you, sir. Next question is, which are the top 5 end user industry verticals which use our services, and what would be their contribution to top line in percentage terms?
Yeah, as I was talking about in my opening remark, we are catering to the e-commerce company, we are catering to the pharma company, we are catering to the perishable goods, we are catering to the document company. So we don't depend on any one area of work or another area of work. Whoever want to move the goods through the air comes to us, and we move the goods of them. We help them in moving the goods. And definitely we don't want to depend on any biggies also, because the company culture and company ethos is always there that we don't depend on one factor or one customer majorly, and that's why we don't track like that. And as the aviation goods are moving, we will also move the goods, and if they are growing, we will also grow, and keeping our cost under check and keeping our risk metrics under check. And so we are moving the all the goods which are moving through the air, and not any particular thing.
Thank you, sir. Sir, we have one more question. Is the company taking any steps pertaining to the margin improvement from the current margins at which the company is operating?
Yeah, definitely that is the focus area of us also. And look, we have our capacity which is much higher than what we are operating at present. So if we are operating at a higher level, then our fixed cost more or less remain the same. So that will give the improvement in the EBITDA margin. And at the same time, we have reduced our interest cost and all this. The fund got free also. So when we do the more sales, then our because economy of scale come into picture, and we have more margin from the airlines also, and we have a focus area to improve our margin. And as I was talking about, when we do more domestic compared to the international, our margin also gets improved. Now we have a focus on the domestic also compared to international. So even the turnover increase, a marginal or definite turnover will increase, but that will give a increase in the margin more proportion to the turnover. So we are actively focusing on increasing the margin.
Thank you, sir. We have one more question. The promoter holding in the company is less than 40%. Are there any plans to increase the promoter holding percentage in the company?
Yeah, let me go back to the questions little further. It was a holding was 35% around 2 years back. That has been increased to 40%. And right now, definitely as per my knowledge goes, we want to continue with this holding. And the promoter have a very, promoter has supported us during the COVID time. As you know, during the right issue, we have got the 50 crore and the promoter money definitely of their proportion of their holding came in the money came. So promoters are committed to the company definitely, and they are also observing the company very well. And if there some opportunity come, or it is very, I cannot tell definitely yes or no also in this case. It depends on the future, how the future unfolds.
Thank you, sir. So the next question is, if we are planning to monetize the real estate in the company, how are we planning to use those funds?
Yeah. Look, we have a commercial building in the Bombay, or we have in the warehouse in Chennai, in the Bangalore, or land in Chennai. It is a plan we are developing now. Once we are able to monetize the real estate, definitely the money will come in the company only. And when the money comes, there are many methods to reward the shareholders also from that fund. But we are first of all trying to find out the best way how to monetize that real estate. Once we get a definitely close our decision to which path to go, because very recently we able to mortgage free our real estate from the bank loan by repaying the loan. So we are actively considering internally how to monetize the real estate. Right now, first we have to monetize the real estate, then we will decide definitely about the money which is coming into the company, how to utilize that.
Thank you, sir. The next question is, what are the future plans for the warehousing segment?
Yeah, we have a warehouse in Bangalore about that's a good one, and that's already completed. And because of COVID and all this, we put in the rental model to the one of the corporate only. Then we have land in Chennai. But right now, first of all, we not want to get into anything new and do the capex expenditure. We want to first of all, whatever in our hand, we want to monetize that or actively use that thing. And we don't think that yes, we are open to opportunity because we have our leverage in that. We have a strength in our balance sheet and all this. If some good opportunity come, we will definitely look into it. But right now, currently, nothing in the pipeline.
Thank you, sir. Next question is, what would be a tentative valuation of the real estate we are planning to monetize?
Look, as per if you can see our statement of asset and liability, which is published on the last 30th September, the book value of that is already around 50 crore, and that are a historical cost. So definitely that will be a much higher value. I will not able to give you a definite figure, but as we know, these are historical costs. So we can think that if something is appearing in the 50 crore as in the book, will have a much higher value, a real value will be much higher.
Thank you, sir. Sir, the next question is, what is the long-term objective of the company to grow our business? Is there any strategy we are working on?
Yes, Nimesh, thank you. Our focus definitely is a threefold that I was talking about the technology, about making the company net debt free, and definitely the long-term sustainability of the long-term viability of the company. And we all are focused on the growth. There was a temporary setback in the company. Now it's turning around. That's why we see the every challenges and all this are now gone. We have want to be we are already the major player, but definitely we want to be consolidate our position, and we want to be grow more. And at the same time, being a we have apart from the logistic business, we have a realty business. Realties are lying in the books of account. That will give us the, if we can properly monetize that, that will give us a good revenue, good profit. And so company actively evaluating all the options of the realty which are lying in the books of account. At the same time, company is focusing on the logistic business where we are a market leader in our area of work. And we want to continuously, it's not about the 1 day or 2 day. We definitely, our annual operating plans are there. We want to grow. And as the Indian economy is growing, as the aviation sector is growing, we will grow, and we will grow by default also, because what is there, wherever airports are there, by default we will be there, and that is the DNA of the company. So if suppose the airport increase from 140 to 220, or the new 1200 aircraft are adding up in the economy in the country, our growth will be by default only. And being a major market player and being a pan-India player, we have a good growth opportunities there. So our focus is there definitely in the logistics sector, as well as whatever the realty which we have mortgage, get what mortgage free from bank, to actively monetize them.
Sir, follow-up question for the same. How are we using technology to enhance the value of our business?
Yeah, look, good actually you asked this question. We have a technology which is not something we have borrowed from anywhere, and we are in the business for the maybe 3 decades, 1994, 3 decades. We are in the business for more than 3 decades now in this business. So we have developed a operational software which is time tested and everything. And now in the last few months, we have upgraded the software. So we have now already the app is there, and customer will book through app, and we are gradually trying to integrate the software to the customer also and to the airlines also. So everything is in technology oriented, and nothing in the paper, and all these are all paperless. If you see our operation, is a very typical operations are there, where in the night people give the load, and we used to my people used to scribble in the paper and all this to note down all this one. That all will go away. Everybody will have that. Everybody either will add in the iPad or in the laptop or in the computer. Nothing will be in the paper. So we have our software, which is the time tested software, and that software. Yes, if opportunity come in the future, one is that that software will give us a scale which we can grow in the scale, as well as we may it's not that something actively, but because we have a time tested software and a good software, we may think how to help the other people also in the software which we have, and make the software available to the other people also, and may have some monetization value also. Definitely.
Thank you, sir. We have a question. If we are doing 4,000 tons a month, do we have any long-term or volume commitment contracts with the airlines? Because that would lower our sourcing cost.
Correct. As I was talking in the opening remarks, that is the one good thing we have. We don't have any commitment to any airline, any domestic airline, whether Indigo, Air India, Vistara, Air Asia, SpiceJet, or any other airline. They can Fly 91 coming up. Akasa, sorry, I love the name of Akasa. Akasa is there also. What the good thing is that we don't have any space commitment or anything, any minimum guarantee I have to pay to the airline if I don't achieve the volume or all this one. But as the other way, if I give one airline in a month some definite volume which will come, then I will get a commission. I will get a bonus, commission, incentive, whatever name you talk about. So we are not any tied up or any capital commitment or volume commitment with any airline.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Next question is why the promoter sold some shares last September?
Yeah, as I was talking about, the promoter put the money in the right issue. So they have the small deficit of the fund is there because we have raised the 50 crore. For putting the money in the company only, they have sold. Money had not to be, just to clarify, so because I gave this question many times, just to clarify, promoters are very much committed and they are not taking the money anywhere. The money which has been sold by them is come back to the company only.
Thank you, sir. Next question is what is the team size? And if we are spread across India with 90 offices, what will be the average staff per office? Are we also into custom clearance?
We have a 300 odd employees are there. And we operate through the good. Actually, I have to explain you one more thing. We operate through the two model. One is our own offices, one is the franchisee. To keep the overhead in check, and we have a good brand visibility and good goodwill we enjoy. We work through the franchisee where we don't need to keep any employee or any fixed cost for us. And they are the franchisee or the agents which are working for us for the long periods of time. And so we don't keep like a per office employee, but definitely we have a 300 odd employees are in the company.
Thank you, sir. Next question is company has raised funds from RE in FY 2021-2022. Is there any further plans of management to raise funds?
Look, we always look for opportunity and all this one. If some good opportunity comes, there is definitely nothing is known to know. But if you ask me currently, no, we don't want to raise any further funds. There's no plan like that as of now. But if there is suppose some very good opportunity come and we see that we can add value to all the stakeholders, we are not no also for that.
Thank you, sir. Next question is, what's the specific reason of recent selling by promoters, though it's of very small size?
Yes, I also got the intimation. There was some small amount of income tax had to be paid by the promoter for paying the tax payments only he has sold. He or she will.
Thank you,
Just
sir.
to clarify you, it was a very minimal quantity was there. But again, I'm repeating about the major selling happened in the September month. And for that, the entire money came back to the company only. And there was because not from you, I get some other query offline also. Why the promoters are selling. If look, a promoter would have sold and all this one, then the 20 crore out of 50 crore, promoter have brought around 20 crore in the company. So they are very much committed and they want to leave their legacy. Our Patel chairman want to leave his legacy because he created this company. For him, is the baby. And he very much committed and his brand, Kangaroo brand, we all eat, breathe Kangaroo brand. And there is no, just to clarify again, the promoters are fully committed to this company. There may be sometimes some liquidity requirement was there. That's why they sold some shares. But ultimately, that money came back to the company only, and they have not done any taking out the money from the company.
Thank you, sir. Next question is, despite the fundraise, we didn't see any significant increase in net revenue. Any specific reason for that?
Just to clarify, the objective of the fundraising was to reduce the debt and to save the interest cost. So that is happening, and that will be reflected in the future quarter more than the last few months, because just now we completed our right issue. You see the saving in the interest cost. And about the revenue increase is not a challenge for us. What is the challenge always will be there in this type of business to risk mitigate, because I can double the turnover right now only. But what will happen if suppose the risk mitigate and don't do and receivables get increased, then the long-term problem will come up, which we don't want to get into. We want to do the slow and steady growth. and we are growing. Definitely, I will tell you, we will be grow as I given the range also. Barring unforeseen circumstances, we will be growing by 10 to 15%. And objective of the fundraising was again reiterating was to reduce the debt and make the company long-term sustainable. And another objective was achieved by that is that our property got mortgage-free. Now the property got being mortgage-free, we can actively look into the monetize of that asset, which will help us in the long term in the and the revenue also, profit also, and for the overall for the benefit of all the stakeholders in the company.
Thank you, sir. Next question is, how much amount are we expecting from the sale of real estate or non-core assets? And how much amount will be used to repay the debt? And if still the amount remains, then how will we use that extra amount?
Yeah, book value as reflecting in our statement of assets and liability as on 30th September is the 50 crore, is the historical cost. So definitely the real value will be higher. We are also evaluating with going with the, because again replacing with the historical cost and going by the, we all are in the metro only. So there will be the real value will definitely will be much higher. But actual price I cannot tell you right now, because we are also internally evaluating. We are meeting with different people how to actively monetize that thing. And once we got a definite plan and definite thing, we will definitely apart. Now this is not a concern for me, to be frank with you. Banks are telling me why you are repaying the money and all this one. So that is actually we are almost net debt free now. So that is not a concern. Whatever the money will get by that one, definitely there can be two things will be there. Either there will be some growth capital, or we have to return the money. We'll return the money to all the shareholders, because we don't want to keep the idle money also in our books of account and which are not yielding any return for anybody.
Thank you, sir. Next question is, what is the modus operandi for the franchisee business?
Look, franchisee modus operandi is that there is a suppose XYZ person is there who want to, it's like agent only, just to tell you, agent only. He want to enroll us as an agent. Okay, what he will do? He will source the business, or he will in that particular location from the customer. He will take the goods, and then he will give to the airline, and we will raise the bill to the customer in our name. That franchisee only will raise the bill, and when the money will come, we will some percentage we will share with us, and balance will be returned to the franchisee. So the franchisees are also earning good money, because what is happening, they are all entrepreneur, all the earlier employee of the company only. Not that something franchises are something unknown to us. They were, because this company encourage entrepreneurship. So if some employees were there earlier who want to do the business of their own, so we encourage them, and they in that particular location become a franchisee, and he also source the business of his own also. He carry the goods, he bring the load for us. Load means our business for us, and then we give a free. Then we move the goods to the airline, and the franchisee make a money out of it, and we also make money out of it. The benefit of this model is that we don't have to incur in many remote locations the fixed overhead or the fixed cost. And the other thing is that because the franchisee, the entrepreneur, definitely compared to the employee, he will be more hunger for growth. He will bring more business to us, and he can leverage our brand. That is the way the franchising model operates.
Thank you, sir. Next question is, when we say we are in top 3 service providers for all the airlines, who is our top 2 competitors?
There will be different things, but it's not good to talk about any name like that, because but definitely the listed logistic company also is there. So I don't want to talk a name about that, only why I want to point out to this by saying this that definitely we have a major market share in the country in our area of work, but I will not want to take the name of XYZ. There are listed logistic companies also there. One.
Thank you, sir. Next question is, what is our average cost of funds and how has been our working capital utilization in the last 1 year? For what purpose has the long-term loans being used?
Good actually. How our business model operates, we have to pay to the airlines in advance. That is one way good because everybody will not be able to pay the airlines in advance. Now airlines are so particular. If it's like a bank, if I don't have balance in the bank, my check will not be clear. So if in the airline I don't have a fund in advance, they will not take my load. Even I have a good relation and everything. The one way is good actually. So because we have our financial muscle, so we can operate in that. Everybody will not be able to operate in that model. Further, customer is because of nature of this industry, customer pay in the 3 months or in the 4 months. So that's why the working capital requirement come into picture. Pay to the supplier or vendor in advance and pay to get collection from the customer in 3 to 4 months. One way is good because we know our customer, we have expertise of the over a period of time, 3 decades, we develop our expertise. So we know whom to do the business, whom not to do the business, to keep our receivables under check. That's why the working capital requirement come into picture. But at the same time, compared to the on the 1st April 2022, and now when our thing will come out, unfortunately now I am in the 3rd April, so I cannot give you the figure of the 31st March. But you will see a sizable improvement in the working capital, reduction in the working capital figure, and there are definitely overall improvement is also there because we got income tax refund, we got the working capital, we got the internal accrual, we got the right issue money. So there will be a reduction in the working capital requirement definitely. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Next question is, out of 300 staff, what is the division between ground staff and office staff?
Yeah, that is a good question. We definitely want to keep the more field only and corporate office lower staff. And I don't have an open figure, but it will not be more than the 10%, as I'm talking about. 90% will be field only, must be in the range of 90%.
Thank you, sir. I'd just like to remind the participants, if there are any questions for the management, please use the raise hand button. Sir, we have a question. Is there any other business line we are looking for?
Yeah, Nimis, we are open to using to be frank with you. We were in the roadway business. That thing also got over, 30 months got over because we entered into our roadway. We sold the roadway business in June 2019. In June 2019, we sold the roadway business. That 30 months also got over. But in the meantime, COVID came and all this. We were waiting. We were just holding ourselves. So we are open to think if any good opportunity comes for the organic or inorganic growth, we will be open to that.
Sir, one more question. Long-term loans are being used for what purpose?
Yeah, basically, look, there is a long-term loan is there. One long-term loan is there basically for the warehouse which we constructed in the Bangalore. That is the long-term loan which we have. Otherwise, right now there will not be you. And one was the long-term loan basically for the some flats were there in the Bangalore region only when we created the warehouse. So that is the, that also getting now, gradually we want to reduce that one also. So long-term loan is basically only for the property creation, nothing else. That was earlier, now nothing is, to be frank with you. And now, in fact, we are repaying it.
Thank you, sir. Reminding participants to use the raise hand button for any questions. Since there are no more questions, would like to ask Mr. Mahesh Vogla to please give the closing remarks.
I once again thank you, the Velodrome, as well as all the participants who take an active interest in getting clarification and what the company do. I am thanking all of you. What was happening, this company was there, and there was some in the 3 years back, some issues where there are some problems where there many that expire and all this. So we were not very active in explaining to all of you what the company is doing, what the company is thinking about. So now we thought it is the right opportunity to explain you what the company is about, what the company is doing, whether there is any succession plan issue or any other issues are there. Not about this call. Yeah, I am happy to answer anytime, anybody, if any clarification required. And I can assure you, company is definitely in the growth mode and definitely want to monetize its assets wherever possible to create value for all the stakeholders. And we are very much geared up for the good thing. And we all hope that the future will be very bright. And as the economy growing, as the aviation sector is growing, we all will be also growing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, participants. The call is now ended.
Thank you. Thank you.